Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I cannot believe I finally am here. So after my TikTok blew up, I decided to launch into YouTube. So the whole purpose of this YouTube channel is I want to teach you guys what I know about palmistry, spirituality, astrology, and all of these types of amazing things. Now, as we can see, the palm is a very complex thing. What I'm going to mainly focus on today is just the palm and the basic lines and the basic mounts of the palm. I'm going to divide it all into different quadrants and we'll talk that way. Another thing I also want to say is thank you guys so much for subscribing and liking and really getting me to this position where I am right now. So I do want to say thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. I love spirituality. I think it's just such a gift that we're given. So yeah, thank you guys for joining my spiritual journey. A lot of you guys are on your own spiritual journey. So yeah, subscribe and we can all learn together. So the next few episodes or the next few videos will involve mainly the palm. Let's get straight into it, why don't we? As we can see, as we know, so if you're following me on TikTok, you should know the basics when it comes to palmistry. If you're not following me and you're new, I'm going to start from the very basic of the palm. So the first thing we do is we look at the palm as a whole, okay? Let's look at the most important line of the entire palm, and that is the lifeline. So that's the lifeline. Some people actually do not have a lifeline. Some people have shorter lifelines. Some people's lifelines are not very deep either. So we will discuss that in a different video because that's going to be my first lesson is the lifeline because it's such an important line. The second line is the headline. Now, if you've watched my previous videos, most of the time these two things, so the lifeline and the headline, are attached to one another. However, in like 20% of the population, the headline and the lifeline are separate. There's like a little bit of a gap. So instead of the headline being attached to here, it starts off in a different place. And this does indicate a very independent person. And it also indicates someone that's sort of left home quite early, especially if they're completely split. A lot of orphans actually have a big gap in between the start of their lifeline and the headline. But we will talk about that in a different video. The next line is your heart line. So as you guys can see, it's this line over here. I'll draw it. I'm trying to use my left hand, it's really difficult. So I've actually got branches that go up to this area. So I'm going to talk about each mount as well. A lot of people also have something called a fate line, okay? Now, fate lines are not always present. Some people have them, other people don't. It's just how it is. I'll discuss why some people have it and why some people don't a little bit later on. Now let's talk about the mounts. So this is this area over here. That's your mount of Venus. So this area, this mount here is Venus, and it governs everything to do with reproduction, sexual health, just anything to do with what the planet Venus does basically. So everything to do with beauty, luxurious items, love, sex, reproduction, just all of those beautiful types of things in life. Then we get into the area of Neptune, which is here. I'll talk a little bit more about Neptune later because it's quite important. It's people that have a mole or say like a star in this region are usually holding on to so much grief. These types of people really need to forgive and meditate. But we will discuss that a little bit later as well. This beautiful area here, oops, I'm going to become a left-hander all of a sudden. this area here is the amount of Luna, or the moon. This also controls everything that the moon controls. So emotions, intuition, imagination, arts, just those types of things. Now, this area over here, this is Mars. Now, some people think it's Mars positive, some people think it's Mars negative. It just doesn't matter. There's one Mars here, and then right opposite it, there's another Mars. Okay. Now, this area over here, this is Mount of, if you're following my TikTok, you'll know it's the Mount of Mercury. This is quite an important mount, especially because it's the area that we can see children and relationships. So if this is the Mount of Mercury, what does this finger mean? This finger is the finger of Mercury. And this over here, this is the Mount of Apollo, or the Sun. So this is the Sun finger. Over here, we have something called the Mount of Saturn. What is this finger? You guessed it, the finger of Saturn. And finally, we have something, oh actually not finally, there's a few more. This is called Jupiter. So if this is the Mount of Jupiter, what does that make this? Yes, the finger of Jupiter. And in the middle over here, we have something called Rahu, which is your environment. So now that we've got the mounts out of the way, let's talk about fingers and the length of your fingers and the sets of your fingers. So I have a low set thumb. So what does it mean to have a low set thumb? I'm going to use this hand because the other one is now covered. So basically, if you, okay, so we'll draw the mid. So to find out whether you have a low set thumb or a high set thumb, what we need to do is we have to draw a line in the middle, like this. Okay. Now, where does my thumb come out from? Okay, as you can see, it's a low set thumb. If your thumb comes out from here, or like here, that would be a high set thumb. So the first thing we do when we look at a palm is we look at the entire palm. Now we need to determine whether it's an earth, a fire, an air, or a water palm. So how do we do that? Okay, so this is how we do it. You first look at the palm and you say, okay, is the palm longer than the fingers? Or are the fingers longer than the palm? So an earth-shaped hand would have short fingers and a bigger, more of a squarier palm, okay? A fire palm would have shorter fingers, okay? However, quite a large palm. An air palm would have long fingers, okay? Really long fingers and a short palm. And finally, we have a water palm. Now, what does a water palm look like? So water palms are quite narrow in the palm and their fingers are quite long. My palm is actually a mixture. So what it is it's water. It has the long fingers of a water palm. However, it has the palm of an earth palm because of how big my palm is. So another thing that we need to also look at when we are discussing the palms is how rigid everything is. Is it a soft palm or is it a hard, rough palm? These are all types of things that will help us in deciding what the personality of this palm would look like. Once again, I thank you guys so much for joining me. Me and my plants, we love you guys. If you haven't subscribed and you're into this type of stuff, please subscribe. Please give me a like. It will really help me out. And comment below what you guys think of all of this. All the best and thank you. Bye-bye.